The genesis of City Fabric was Rebecca and I's desire to do something on a civic piece of infrastructure that transformed it temporarily into a piece of public art for all citizens in Vancouver to enjoy. So we initially started looking at different pieces of civic infrastructure. We looked at the Georgia Viaduct, for instance. And anyway, through a long process of evaluating, we chose the Burrard Street Bridge as the place we wanted to focus on, and in particular the south side of the bridge where it crosses over the seawall. Very often in cities there are these territories that are under bridges or adjacent to bridges that are sort of dead zones, no person zones. So our kind of interest was in part to transform one of these dead zones, these leftover forgotten spaces, into a celebrated piece of public art. So in the end, we decided to stretch pieces of fabric between some of the concrete structural support piers of the bridge, directly where the bridge goes over the seawall, and thereby creating this exciting abstract piece of sculpture for those using the seawall path to enjoy. In particular, we worked with debris or construction safety netting, which is a fabric that is designed to be used in construction sites to protect anybody from potentially falling pieces of material. So this is a very simple fabric. It's a everyday fabric that serves a real functional purpose. So it's not a precious or what's normally considered something that would be used in a piece of art, let's say. So we were drawn to that fabric because it's something that you see in cities all over the world in construction, and it's always there temporarily. But because, and especially in a city like Vancouver, that is rapidly growing, there's tons of renovation work, new construction work, this temporary material in a way becomes like a kind of permanent material because of the ongoing amount of renovations, constructions, transformations of the built environment. So we were drawn to this, the fact that it's simple, everyday, but it has a kind of permanence in its temporariness. Another thing we were interested in is how the material, the fabric, is literally a fabric, which means it's soft, supple, it's something that can be stretched with tension. And because it's fabric, it also can twist if you pull it in certain ways, and therefore it can take on a curvilinear, sinuous geometry. We were intrigued by how the support structures for the bridge are these heavy, concrete, monolithic, very, very large structures that are symmetrical and sort of muscular. And so we thought it would be exciting to think how we could pull the fabric between certain moments on the bridge structure, and generate a kind of geometry that is soft, sinuous, that is sort of emergent from the structural geometry of the bridge, but have a kind of character that's very different from it. So there's sort of a contrast between the material capabilities of the fabric and the material function of the structural concrete.